eradicate. Juasina relação se dilate. Bitches hating, bitches lying, bitches saying sort of kisa kikinani. Sema ni matanga akakuja na mapanga, nikisema ni kuhanya mtatoroka kama panya. Fresh from the east na wakula kama feast. Mini lyrical disease, na wakunyo kama juice. Mkipasta disease kukoto kula full speed. Amwezini inflicting around sweet. Matuta zimeiva ziko fresh, macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit iko fresh. Niko Snyder, you don't mind. I'm Ini kama gate, mina die hate. Kama sanitizer mina eradicate. Kama mbuku mina die wa educate. Jua sina relação si die relate. Bitches hating, bitches lying, bitches saying sort of kisa kikinani. Nilisema ni matanga akakuja na mapanga, nikisema ni kuhani mtatoroka kama fresh from the east, na wakula kama feast. Mini lyrical disease, na wakunyo kama juice. Mkipasta disease kukoto kula full speed. Amwezini inflicting around sweet. Matuta zimeiva ziko fresh, macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit iko fresh. Nim girls nimeiva niko fresh. Matuta zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit iko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Nim girls nimeiva niko fresh. Allah, everyone got your bitch. JJ Mwiki 17 beam super S on the gas before S kuna M sijaribu kuni mess. Pindo yule empress kama rasta ko bless. Nasi kina stance. Yeah yo, I do physicals, I don't do cash. Niki hooligan, kimeingia bash. Sakira skiban, selector wote gwan. Pull up, tumeshikisha yo. Kodo machu kodo yeah. Tomato nikinyanya zikinyanya yeah. Matuta zimeiva ziko fresh, macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit iko fresh. Nim girls nimeiva niko fresh. Matuta zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit iko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Nim girls nimeiva niko fresh. Badan katan nimekataa kukam. Itamaji run tuipash ni fan. Baby water brand sa dikishash kiban. Na kishash kiban kumoto bada than. Isokote mini piece from the east. Rangi hii mtati kete bana sasini. Takondo sikarati za yule mazimshi. Filter muka fancy fika bemi sim chip ala. I got the sauce, I got the guala. Na hizi swag simini dapu mbaza. Sinyi mafala maziwa mala. Tuta zimeiva ziko fresh, macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit iko fresh. Nim girls nimeiva niko fresh. Maduka zimeiva.
If you love me, don't you let anybody touch that body, baby. No. If you really love me, you should give that guy. He said for me, only me, exclusive for me. Baby, don't, hey, don't let me down, baby. Don't kiss another person, don't do another person. I'm greedy, you should know already that I'm greedy. Oh, I'm greedy. You should know that I'm greedy. Oh, I'm greedy. 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 Are you really only one on the line? A lot of guys in my area wanna feed on that. That's why I need a good girl, bad girl. Something like Rihanna in a skirt. She give me steady, all I'm call her Rihanna. Let's break the baby, make her call her Tiana. Oh. She a bad girl. She give me steady, cause she know I'm a bad boy. Good girl can bear. Baby is a good girl can bear. Baby is a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Baby is a good girl. I'm greedy, I'm greedy, I'm greedy, I'm greedy, I'm greedy, I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. Very
This is Black Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
Good morning, wonderful souls. So I hope you are doing great this wonderful Wednesday. And of course, it being the WCW, where we are celebrating and appreciating women today. Karibuni sana to the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and I hope you are doing great. As I said, it being the 25th of August, the month is almost approaching an end. We are only like 5 days remaining, and we say bye-bye to August. And I do hope that you have achieved whichever goals you had set for yourself this wonderful month. And of course, the time is 36 minutes here past 11. And of course, you are listening to the Black Fire Network media for the 21st century. And do remember to also interact with us. We are live and interactive on our social media handles. That is on Facebook at the Black Fire Network radio station, on Twitter at the Black Fire Network, and also on Instagram. You can slide on the DM as you interact with us, telling us how is your week coming along so far, and what have you achieved the goals that you had set for yourself this wonderful month? Because most of us keep on saying that we're going to do this, we're gonna do this, but you find that time is waiting for no man, and time is money as well. I hope that you have made something positive out of this month, and of course, when you look back, you're gonna be proud of whatever positivity vibe that you brought onto yourself. Nonetheless, karibuni sana once again, and of course, we are also live. You can call us at the +254-754-402-730. And in case you are joining us for the first time, we have a wonderful website. You can join the website, and of course, once you join the website, or rather click on the website, that is at the www.blackoffirenetwork.com. You can feel free to create your own profile picture and get to join the Black Fire Network there. We have an amazing live stream chat, and of course you can be able to engage with different people concerning different matters, because at the end of the day we get to discuss matters concerning the African continent, and of course matters that are affecting us, as a continent, as Black people, and considering that we have brothers and sisters who are living in the US, those who are living maybe in Ghana, in India. At the end of the day, it's just bringing the unity, not just discussing about the effects, but bringing the unity and bringing up a conclusion and a solution. And of course, you can also download the app on the Google Play Store and get to enjoy these amazing vibes. They get to play you Greedy by the one and only Starkey's Darkles, one of the most amazing favorite jam that we get to play here on the Black Fire Network. I did also get to play you Fresh by the one Snyder, Don Dada. I love the way she says the name, and she just reminds me of Modoni the drama queen, because I do remember Modoni the drama queen, whenever she could start a hit of ours, rather any music, she could use the same sentiments, rather the same vibes. And of course, in case you are joining us for the first time, we love starting our day with some positive vibes, because I keep on saying that you find that so many people do wake up, rather so many people are facing different challenges from different, in different ways, but no challenge cannot be overcome. It's just, waking up out of your comfort zone, shake the negativity off, and, tell yourself that it's another day. So long as you are alive, there's a quote that I just bumped onto, and it went, by, if so long as you are alive, nothing, life is not it's not over. You still have so many things to experience. The best is yet to come, and you should also feel the same vibration, or rather keep the same mentality into your mind. And today's quote, because personally, as I keep on saying, I love starting my day with some positive vibration, and of course today I'll be giving you an African proverb which goes by, and I hope that you take a very keen note of this, because this is one of the most mistakes that most of us keep on doing without even knowing what is the next step, or what is the next thing that we're gonna do after doing this. Yes, we are falling into a deep situation, rather we have fallen into a tip, and you don't know how to walk out of it. And today's African proverb goes by, only a fool tests the depth of the river with both feet. Only a fool tests the depth of the river with both feet. And this, what does basically this, what does this totally basically mean? When you are in a situation, or rather, personally, how I'm really understand it, only a fool tests the depth of the river with both situation. You find that maybe you are in a sticky situation, but or rather maybe you are getting some new opportunity somewhere. But instead of you testing it, in a simple way for you to see if you're gonna be able to, walk out of it, rather if you are capable of handling it, you're gonna walk in with both your feet and you end up falling into a very deep pit, or whichever you never be able, rather you'll not be able to walk out of, rather get out of in a very quick way. So personally, I think that is what it really means. But if you think you have a better translation than me, please do remember to interact with us. As I said, we are live and interactive on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black or Fire Network Radio Station, on Twitter at the Black or Fire Network, and also on Instagram. You can slide in the DM, get to interact with us as you tell us where are you listening to us from today, and what are the vibes that you have. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Even on a Wednesday, I do believe most of us are appreciating or rather celebrating women outside here. And I do keep on saying that sometimes you find that so many people are hiding their ladies outside here. Of course, actually, so many people find that they're hiding their ladies outside here. They don't want other ladies to know that niko na kashugu huku nje, or rather I have some pango wa kando huku nje. That is one of the things that I think people do tend up to do. But nonetheless, keep it the Black or Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And of course, this is the Pan-African Bliss Show with me, your host Joby, and I hope you are doing great. 21 minutes past 11, and of course, time is really running up so fast. But for now, we're gonna take a short musical break. Then when we come back, we're gonna be discussing much deeper matters. Today, we have some hot burning issues, especially in Uganda, Rwanda, and also in Madagascar, and also to do with South Africa. We're gonna be checking up onto that, what is really happening. Keep it the Black or Fire Network Media for the 21st century. We're gonna be right back after this short musical break. For now, I'll be playing you some jam all the way from Zambia. Is it Zambia, if I'm not wrong? And of course, we did get to see that Zambia did get to conduct some of, they did hold their elections. And of course, we're gonna be speaking on that because the president right now claims that he doesn't want to see any Zambian going hungry, rather starving, because of lack of food, or lack of funds. And of course, we're gonna see, are they really willing to to make all this come to reality, or is it just some bluffing? Because we're used to this politician bluffing. Yes, you're on the seat for the first time when you are in the is it on irrigation, if I'm not wrong, if I'm pronouncing it well, when you are in the irrigation, whereby you are being appointed as the official president of the nation. You're gonna say all sorts of things, but after some time, you're not gonna be able to fulfill any of the things that you get said, rather you had manifested to the citizens of the nation. This is by the one and only Paul Raj, called Halima. Keep it the Black or Fire Network. We're gonna be
Look at you, the way you smell at me. I love it too. I will love you on the Monday, I will love you on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will love you forever. I will love you, baby, till I die. I never be your son, or you go by my life. I love you. I live my life. I will love you. you sing a beautiful song. That's for you, my Halima, my Jenny, my Zambian baby, oh, my African baby, oh. Ile ni kukonda, kulipe na wina, wamene ni konda, olovaga kambe kwanji, ndiwe ni konda, olovaga ponde kwanji, ndiwe ni lava, my Zambian baby, oh, my TZ baby, oh, my Soweto baby, oh, my Niger baby, oh, my African baby, oh, ndiwe ni lava, Halima, my darling, go and tell your mama, ati nikukonda. Halima, my daddy, go and tell your sissy, ati nikukonda. I love you today, Halima, I love you to my daddy, I'll sing a beautiful song, just for you, baby. I love you today, I love you to my daddy, I'll sing a beautiful song, just for you. Kuna muzua na usiku, Halima mama, nipaka imfa, Halima mama, mtima unasakakale, mtima unasakawelo. Go and tell your mama, go and tell your papa, go and tell your sissy, ati nikukona, Halima mama, wajeni mama, ila nikulaba, ila nikukona. Halima, my darling, go and tell your mama, ati nikukona. Halima, my darling, go and tell your sissy, ati nikukona. I love you today, Halima, I love you to my day. I'll sing a beautiful song, just for you, baby. I love you to my day. I'll sing a beautiful song, just for you.
Flash them records, entertainment production, another PST production. Them should I know.
Halima, my day, Halima, my day. Go and tell your sissy, go and tell your sissy. I love you today, Halima, I love you to my day. I will sing a beautiful song, just for you, baby. I love you today, I love you to my day. I will sing a beautiful song, just for you.
Exclusive from ZambianTunes.com.
Yes, sir. All the way from Zambia.
This is Black Fire Radio Media for the 21st century.
And of course, this is the Black Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. And you're listening to the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. And all the way from Zambia, that was Paul Raj with Halima. And of course, we did get to see for the last 3 weeks, if I'm not wrong, Zambia did hold its election. And of course, Hakainde Chilema was pronounced as the winner. And of course, yesterday it was, in the honorigation, if I'm pronouncing it well, Inauguration, yes, that's the word. Inauguration. Yesterday, he did go ahead and say that, of course, as Zambians are hoping for something new, and of course, expecting a different country, and of course, different manifestos. Because, as I said earlier, so many presidents go, before them being elected, they make so many manifestos to the countries, rather to the citizens, and of course, after some few years, maybe 2 years down the line, they're not gonna be fulfilling the same thing. But it seems that Hakainde Chilema, he wants to make Zambia a different nation, and of course some different purpose, because he went ahead and said yesterday that no one should go to bed hungry. And I think this is because so many people, of course, we know in so many different countries of the African countries, there are so many big parts of the slums which are never talked about, rather even discussed about. But we know that most of the people do go hungry, starving, and of course the Kenyan presidents, or rather the African presidents, they don't even bother to check deeper on this. But it seems the Zambian president now, he went ahead and said that he doesn't want to see anyone going hungry or rather lacking. He went ahead and said that no Zambian should go to bed hungry. And he also said his government will focus on reviving the economy and creating jobs opportunity to the unemployed youths. Of course, there is something that personally, it's not like I want to just focus on the negative side or just, shade on the negative side. But is this something that they keep on saying? So many presidents, it's not like it's a new, a new say or it's a new, new proverb that is being introduced. But we hope that Zambians are gonna get the best out of Hakainde Chilema. And of course, I don't know for how long that Zambians get to the president gets to sit for the presidency. But it is being reported that he is the 7th president of Zambia, and I hope that he makes a change out of all this. And this is why he's 59 years old actually. And this is where I was talking about young youths being given opportunities to also vie in politics or rather participate in politics. And of course, if we had any younger or maybe younger youths who are also participating in politics or rather given the opportunities to speak their mind out, rather even to have a say to the president, of course this is gonna make the work easy, especially to the youth, of course, for them to be understood and their matters being understood. But it seems Hakainde Chilema is understanding better because he wants to create employment, jobs of employment, and we hope that this makes a change in Zambia. Nonetheless, do remember we are live and interactive on our social media handles as you interact with us, telling us how you think about these different matters that we'll be discussing today. That is on Facebook at the Black Fire Network Radio Station, on Twitter at the Black Fire Network, and on Instagram you can slide on the DM as you tell us where are you streaming and listening to us from, and how is your month coming to an end. How was your August month? How has it been? As much as we have not approached the end, it's the 25th, but we are in like 5 days. So I said next week I want to be counting it. It's only 2 days to go, but personally I won't be counting it. I won't be counting it because you should have made something positive out of yourself. And speaking of some positivity, and of course some time back we did get to speak of how Africans, we need to change our mentality, and of course, the matters of depending on the U.S. government, depending on so many materialistic stuff, on on funds from U.S. And of course, we did get to see that Uganda the other day, they were commanded by the U.S. government to to take in the Afghanistan refugees. Right now, it's been reported that the Afghanistans they have just arrived in Uganda, and of course, it's also been reported that some of them, Rwanda. It's also been said that Rwanda is supposed to host dozens of Afghanistan schoolgirls. And my major issue is not even the hosting. My major issue is how these people are going to scatter in Africa, because we were told it's over about 2,000 people, but I doubt it's even more than 2,000 people, and they are supposed to be staying here for 3 months. 3 months is not quite a short period of time. It's quite a long period of time. Not really long, but it's also quite long according to me, considering that these are people from the US, and of course the way the African mentality is still on a fiction. The way we have been brainwashed, the way we have been made to think that Mzungu is super superior. Of course these people are gonna it's like we're gonna be their stepping stones. The Ugandans, they don't know what they're really getting into, but they are about to be the stepping stones, because these people are about to venture into ideas. They are about to venture into lands. They are about to venture into businesses. They are about to venture even in matters of, maybe peace, even interact with other people's peace in such a way you find that even as much as maybe Uganda might have the biggest land, or rather however they think that they can accommodate people, I hope that Kenya does not really make such mistake, because last week I did get to mention on Friday that Kenyan men were requesting Uhuru to taking these Afghanistan, women or other men in our country. But at the end of the day, personally, I think Africans are not really aware of what they are doing. And this is where I was speaking of, if the president could have given the permission, or if they could consider the citizens, thoughts on considering this kind of matters. Yes, as much as you are getting the commands from, the US government, you should talk to your people. I'm about to make this and this move. Are you guys comfortable about it? But none of them get to do all all this, and which is really making us, we'll keep on falling back to the same old situation before the slavery moment, even after the slavery moment. And that is when I was saying that Africa, we're still not free because we still held back. We are still being controlled. We're still being, being monetized under everything that we are doing. And personally, I think that Africa in general, it's under a trap because, in matters of how I'm saying these people are going to scatter. There's no, you're going to tell me for 3 months they're going to just be in one place. Of course, others, because they have money, rather if in case they have money, of course, they did move to Afghanistan, maybe to lack of peace, of which I'm going to be digging deeper. Why is it that they are here? I want to understand why is it that Afghanistans, they are not in their country and they are moving to Africa. But at the end of the day, they're going to be scattering around because from Uganda to Kenya is just a few distance. It's not like it's really like miles away. You're going to take a chopper for you to be able to reach here, or rather maybe a long train. No, it's maybe a 2 hour, maybe a 1 hour thing for you to be in Kenya if you use the shortcut, the shortest method, especially if you use the Lake Victoria method. Because I remember one time I went to Busia. Busia is one of the western part of here in Kenya, and when I was in Lake Victoria, I could actually see the Ugandan border. So it's not quite a distance. And of course, these people would want to venture, they'd want to explore Africa, they'd want to, do so many sorts of things. And this is one of the things that is really before they even realize it, or before even Africans realize it, before even our presidents realize it, these people are going to be scattered all over. And I'm pretty sure most of them are going to be fooling women, because women do love this kind of, color, especially the African women, considering the brainwashing, the tampering, the slavery mentality and everything, the system of education, everything we've been taught about the Mzungu. Now women are going to be seeing this Mzungu, rather the Afghanistan, as the superior most person. Most of them are going to end up pregnant, trust you me. Most of them are going to be left here with babies. Most of them are going to maybe end up even being married to these people, and of course being left scattered. And at the end of the day, it's going to be too late for you to be realizing what is really happening at the end of the day. Nonetheless, this is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and of course we are discussing different matters concerning the African continent. And of course I am just speaking about why Afghanistan have just arrived here in Uganda, and of course some of them are also to take part in Rwanda. And before we even realize it, we'll also hear that Kenya is also accommodating these people, Manzi. And personally, I don't think I'm ready to take it in. I'm not ready to be seeing whites all over. I'm not ready to be seeing different colors, not African colors all over, because the mixture is just going to mess with young ladies. Trust you me, especially the ladies. That is why the mixture is just going to come about, and everything is going to be scattered before we even realize it. Nonetheless, we're going to take a short musical break. When we come back, we're going to be seeing what is happening in Madagascar and also in South Africa and some part of Ghana, because Ghana, it is supposed to bury 200 bodies, and we're going to be seeing what is the cause of this death, whereby 200 people have to be, buried. And of course, we're going to dig deeper into this South African issue, ex-president, which is Zuma. Right now, he is asking for public funds, rather for public help, from people. Considering that when you are on the seat, and that is why I'm talking about, Zambia, if they're going to get the same, a different situation or a different treatment, because when Zuma was on a seat, rather Zuma when he was still president, he never considered any of the citizens, matters. He never dared to know who is going through what or what. He just did his thing. But right now, it is being claimed that he needs to, or that he's supposed to, he needs to some public help. Nonetheless, this is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Job, and of course, keep it the Black Hot Fire Network. We're gonna be right back after this short musical break. For now, I'll be playing you Ile Design by the one and only Balulu. In case you missed the interview on Saturday, I was streaming live actually personally. That is when I was at home, and of course, it was being Balulu was here, and Spikes did interview him, and he has some amazing vibes. Ile Design is one of his amazing jams. We're gonna be checking onto that, and of course this is by the one and only Balulu.
Balulu music. The icon. Nashika tu vile nioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenda kushika ile design. Nashika tu vile nioshika ile design. Ile design. najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Niko kwa ATM nimekam tu ile design. Walulu mimi nafanya wana resign. Niko na warembo wa super wanajinai na vile wanakata tamaa ile design. Wameacha kutoroka kirezi wananifollow. One man amini niko solo. Hata wawe fosa makupali hini yolo. Kachoro na pika disco ile design. Niko mana nyoro saniti duto nuolo. Vile ninakamtua na shiko na kutoro. Vile nina flow sidani kuna kasoro. Kama uko kila ile design. Ukinyama kanyanga. Nitaki na mataka. Hawariko wananisakakasa kana vile basi meisha zimewapamba. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Na bitch kakidunda mi upenda hii design. Na vile ninaroga ina nice design. Tumchoto jina kwa zangu ni surprise. Kitu kali na kali neka kapaka sote tutakaribaka. Club nikikia kide kupezi kipaka. Na bonga shanks wa mroso na kijaka. Hakuna fako hizi movie kasa naija. Woman no party design ya console. Niko rito design ya kanjo. Niko maji yani na fanto. I'm a good boy kama vajo. Mini shida lakini sinai. Kwa tingisha lakini design. I'm a go-getter walai na sinai. Flow so sweet kayangu design. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Omera chaluo kaseche. Anda toka tu ni monda kezi. Kama umebeba na nitendeni. Tapandike chani idwa ni monda teri. Woto kiyota ukenya na kanyanga. Bitka hizi na mataka. Hawarembo wananisakakasa kana vile basi meisha zimewapanga. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design. Nashika tu vile mioshika ile design. Ile design. Najua unapenda ile design. Napenduka nikushike ile design.
Yes, sir. Ile design by the one and only Balulu. And of course, I said if you have missed that interview, which was happening here on the Black Hot Fire Radio on Saturday, you can check it out on our website at the www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. And once you log on to the website, as I said earlier, you can feel free to create your own profile, join the Black Hot Fire family, and of course, get to enjoy this amazing vibe that we have for you. He has an amazing vibes, and he's doing the most, of course, in terms of music. Nonetheless, this is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and in case yesterday, I know some of you maybe were wondering where I am, because yesterday I was not able to do the show, and I did get to say that the cold has really been affecting me. Like, it's been on and off, but today I feel quite a little bit better. So in case you are wondering why is the camera turned off, please still bear with me. My eyes look very pale, and I just cannot. Nonetheless, karibuni sana once again to the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and do remember we are live and interactive on our social media handles on Facebook, on Twitter, and also at Instagram at the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. As you interact with us, telling us how is your August month coming to an end. Even the 25th of August, I do hope you have achieved the goals you had set for yourself, because I keep on saying that each and every new month, or rather each and every new week, ensure that you are setting some goals for yourself, because before you even realize it, utajipata mwezi imeisha na hakuna kitu umefanya at the end of the day. Samuel, you're saying the voice sounds better too. Thank you. I know, right? The voice is okay. It's just that I've been the cold has really been on and off, but I am glad that my voice is really okay. I can't say it's the way last week it was. Last week it was super bad, whereby when I was speaking, one could literally hear me, clearly. But I am great. And grateful that you are hearing me loud and clear. We were speaking about the matters of Afghanistan arriving in Uganda. And my worry is, as I said last week, these people are gonna be scattered all over the African continent, because right now they have been, Uganda has accepted, hosting them in Uganda. And of course, right now we can see some of them are also in part of Rwanda. And before I even realize it, I don't know how many, but my fear is these people look like, some gangsters or something. They just look some killers or something. I don't know. Personally, that is my own thought. I don't know about you, but please tell me, because personally I think Africa is on I think Africa is really, in a very deep tip, or rather a very big, problem, because as I said, from Uganda to Kenya is just a very short shot, it's not quite a distance. If you use the shortest way, as I said, Lake Victoria, you're gonna be here in Kenya just in a few minutes. And of course, I'm pretty sure not most of them would you'd want to stay in one place, considering that the African mentality consider these people as, the Wazungus, rather as more superior people. And the system of education, how we've really been raised, the African culture, being told that Mzungu is superior. These people are gonna be, they're gonna be our stepping stones. They're gonna be stepping on, the African people. And as I said, you're gonna find, trust me, in 3 months, because they're saying they're gonna be here in, for about, in a period of 3 months. 3 months is not quite a short period of time, according to me, considering the, the things they are about to do. They are about to. Shout out to you for, Zash. I hope you are doing great. And of course, to the rest of the family. I can see y'all. And Bakar, I can see you too. I hope you are doing great. So I'm just talking about, I'm just talking about the matters of, Uganda. And my worry is, the women are going to be left pregnant, because we did get to see, even in the time of the Mau Mau period, before the colonization, after the colonization, during the slavery moments, after the slavery moments. Right now, as much as we are considering Africans being free, we are not free, because if the US government is still, giving us all these commands, manze, to go in a very, very big trap. We are in a very, very big trap. And check in 3 months, that is in December, how many women are going to be pregnant for these Afghanistan people? They are in Zambia right now. They are in Uganda. Before we even realize it, they're going to come to Kenya. And of course, we know young ladies love seeing different colors, flashy colors, because all they see when they see flashy colors, like the white people, all they see is dollars. It's not like how. As for you, for a young lady, if you are listening and you are willing to go to date them Zungu, Miss Kukatazi, go ahead. But no, just know your history. Personally, I did get to post this on my Insta page some time back. And whenever I post something, people think I'm bluffing. This woman is crazy. She just doesn't know what she's talking. It's just that I'm different from you. And that is one thing y'all can never take in. Or rather, my confidence is just on another level. And that is one thing I keep on saying, on and off and on off. And if you are a young lady and you really want to date these people, just know you are falling in a big trap, because the Wazungu, if you go to Mombasa, how many of you know that Mombasa, most of the people who are in Mombasa, or the Wazungus who are in Mombasa, most of them are sick. Most of them are tawana pesa. Most of them do not even have money. Let me just be, realistic. Most of them are going to be sleeping with you young girls. They're going to be giving you all sorts of types of diseases and such crazy shit. But at the end of the day, I hope that, you wake up, get to realize your history as an African person, get to realize your culture as an African person, and at the end of the day, tutajipata tukombele sana. Nonetheless, that is what is happening, and I do hope that Africans going to be waking up so early before this Afghanistan get to scatter all over. I hope Uhuru does not really, consider taking in these refugees into our country, because at the end of the day, the African continent is gonna be full of this, the white people. And before we even realize it, we're gonna be going back to the still same old situation, as I said, in the same old, scenario, as I said earlier. Now, moving on to Madagascar, it has been reported that right now in Madagascar, it is on a brink of experience in the world's first climate change famine, according to the United Nations, which says that tens of thousands of people are already suffering catastrophe levels of hunger and food insecurity after the 4 years without rain. And of course, we were speaking about this with Keith, and Keith told me that right now, there are people who are also in control of weather. We did get to see in the matters of Haiti, the way Haiti right now is being affected by, earthquake in different, by different times. Each and every time we see that Haiti is being affected by earthquake. It's not a random thing. It's a planned thing. With Madagascar, I can say maybe the weather there is quite bad, but it's also to the government. I mean, if you look at the people who are on the seats, if you look at the people who are, running our countries, they are living good. But as for us, for the common inches, we are the ones who are suffering the most because we give these people so much priority. Is why by Kit was, on yesterday's shows, I did enjoy yesterday's show as much as I couldn't stay there for long because I was not feeling so well. I did enjoy whereby, Kit was still talking about the same issue that I keep on saying here. If we lose our fear, these people lose their power. But for Madagascar, I really can't say much because, we've seen also the same situations in Kenya, in Marsabit, people going, dying because of hunger. And at the end of the day, after death, or rather the numbers of death are really risen up. That is when the government acts up like, oh, there are some people who exist in this kind of area. And that is super bad. That is what is really happening in terms of Madagascar. And I just hope not only the Madagascar government, but also the other African governments, eliminating the US government. That is eliminating the US government. They're going to be able to do all this and be able to help the people who are going through hunger at the end of the day. Nonetheless, this is the Pan-African Radio. My name is Joby. And of course, moving on to the matter of South Africa, or the main topic of today, I'm just worried. How is it that a whole ex-president, someone who is full of money flourishing in his account, gets to ask for public funds, rather for help from the public people, from the citizens whom you did not even care about their needs when you are on the seat, when you are there doing, criminal, crime or and such, funding money, rather, taking money to use it in different types of sources. At the end of the day today, I'm worried that Zuma is asking for help from people, which is really shocking unto me, to be honest, because it's been reported that right now Zuma is seeking help for public donation for his legal flight. And of course, we did get to see last week he was supposed to go for a medical check, and he's still on trial because he's supposed to be on jail right now. For me, I think this is just an excuse of him delaying time for him not to be able to go to the prison, or maybe something might just be they might be planning something at the end of the day. That is what I really see. That is what is really in my mind. But please interact with me and tell me what you think about this situation, because personally I think this is just a pretense for me. Because I mean, Zuma, I mean, there is a meme that went ahead in some time back in 2019, whereby he was trying to say in the beginning, and he could say in the beginning, and I'm just super worried. Why is it that right now he's seeking help from the citizens? And of course, he's saying that the former African president, Jacob Zuma, is asking for public to donate funds to support his legal battles, and he's facing for the corruption linked to the $5 billion US arms lead. Hi, Keith.
Good morning, Joby. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm good. What about you?
I'm fucking tired.
I'm sorry. Well, I personally can say I feel a little bit better today. I just don't understand why the weather of Nairobi is really making me go crazy with the cold. It is on and off, on and off, on and off. But I feel better today.
All right. Well, you sound okay today. You sound like you're all right.
Yeah, I feel better. I'm talking about the matters. Actually, I was just discussing the matter of last week. I did get to mention that US commanded Ugandans to take in the Afghanistan's refugees, and right now they have arrived. Actually, they have arrived in Uganda. And most of them are in Uganda, and the others are also in Zambia. And I was just arguing here with Spikes and Kate the other day, telling them, even before we even realize it, Uganda is just quite a distance for you to get to Kenya. These people are going to be scattered all over. They're going to be all over Africa. And not even that. That is not even the major case.
Ask yourself this question. Ask yourself this question. Talking about the self-hate, and also, and then that you live in you don't have governments. I told you, you have puppets. You don't have governments. No such thing. That's why we got to look at shout out to Dr. Mumby out there in the Kenyan sticks, telling the truth. You don't have governments. And
Mm-hmm.
isn't it funny? No African country came to an aid of an African island, Haiti. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
None of them. But they picked
Mm-hmm.
up these wicked ass crackers from goddamn Afghanistan who hate women, and then black people's minds are so fucked up they're gonna be worshiping these crackers. Who
Mm-hmm.
can't stand your black ass. This shit is crazy. But the people in Haiti, you've done nothing for. African people in Haiti, you said nothing, you've done nothing. The self-hate in amongst African people is crazy. These white people have destroyed us. You've done nothing for your brothers and sisters in Haiti, but you're going to open your doors for some fucking people who don't even like black people.
Exactly. I was just talking about this even some time back, where I think Africa will never be able to move forward because of the hatred we have amongst each other. And actually, my worst fear on this case, whereby Afghanistans are right now in Africa, is that it's not a distance, from Rwanda, because even others are in Rwanda right now. There's some who are in Uganda and some who are in Rwanda right now. Those are the reports I'm getting in right now. And before even we realize it, because they're supposed to be staying here for 3 months, right? Because of the African mentality, the brainwashing, the system of education, looking up onto the Mzungu like he's superior. And of course, with the color right now that is coming to Africa, and considering our Africa, we ate our color, we're going to be a stepping stone. We're going to be a stepping stone. And women, my fear is for the women, Keith, because women are going to fall pregnant for these men.
That's what Maria would say in Uganda. Haven't heard from you, Maria. What's going on? Queen, I hope you're okay. Tell too much truth. Might got you hurt over there in Uganda. Haven't heard from Maria in like a month. Yeah, because you've been made ignorant. You don't know that black is the divine color of God. You don't know that anymore. Your blackness is your divinity. You got no clue about that. Blows my mind. That's why I was sitting there. When I first started going back to Africa, it broke my goddamn heart. I sat back on the plane, cried when I got back to America. I said, my God, they're worse than us. I was young. I was still in my mid-20s. I was like, oh, my God. African is a moron. Look, he's worse than us. He don't even know about Africa. I was like, oh, my God, we're ripe for genocide. I did it scared to hell. I said, oh, my God, we're ripe for genocide. I said, they worship their enemies. They don't. So that led me on that led me starting to go look for answers. I said, either we are retarded all over the world, there's something wrong with us. I said, I had to go search for answers because my heart was broken. I said, I got to search for answers. What is going on with us as a people? There's something wrong. If we worship our enemies, I got over there like, I'm in Africa. They don't know shit about Africa. They don't got no clue. I was like, my God. No, they didn't know. I didn't know that, though. I was young, Joe. I had to start learning all this stuff that I know now for myself. I had to start learning. I said, oh. So it broke my heart. I said, the African doesn't know his enemy. The African doesn't know who he is. I didn't know. I was young. I didn't understand how the world even really works yet. But I knew us as African people, we didn't know ourselves. I'm like, whoa, this is dangerous. This is dangerous.
Well, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get really crazy, especially in Uganda, because if I consider how really Ugandans, how they are really so soft, really so kind-hearted, they're gonna be taking in everything.
All Africans are kind-hearted, Joe. That's your nature. That's our nature. I always tell Spike that was our Achilles heel. We're all Africans. So don't say Uganda. You gotta understand these borders didn't exist. 200 years ago, there was no Uganda. There was no Kenya. It wasn't when you were talking about South Sudan and Sudan. There was none of that. Africans were just Africans. There was no South Sudan. There was no Sudan. There was no Kenya. There was no Tanzania. Make me laugh. For the Tanzanian people, there was no borders. You walk back and forth throughout Africa. There was no borders, Joby. Go ahead, Joby.
The same issue. I was talking with Keith, with Spike. Sorry, when we were talking about South Sudan opening up the borders, and I was just asking, the Europeans are the ones who came up with the Africans, creating borders, because there was a case that has been really going around whereby these Kenyan woman who was raped in Tanzania. And when she went to the police station in Tanzania to report about it, she was not helped because she was considered as a refugee. And it is really hurting.
There's no refugees in Africa. You can't be a refugee. You can't be a refugee in Africa being an African. That came from the European. The African's mind is completely messed up because that's why they made the borders. It was to divide and conquer, Joby. That's what they do. To get control of Africa, they divided and conquered. Why do you think you got Maasai in Tanzania, Maasai in Kenya? And you got to, because there was no borders. They did that to divide and conquer us.
I was really happy
today. And when they tried to get Africa back, you had a group of people say, listen, we gotta get rid. We can't keep these European borders. But the European came and said, no, if you want freedom, you better keep the borders. You better keep the way we kept it and all that other shit. And that's how you got the fake African Union, because they decided to keep the borders. And now the African is impoverished. The African is fighting each other. It was divide and conquer. That European never wanted to get up no damn Africa, and he never wanted you to be united. That's really why Kenya, you're going to tell me somebody gets raped in Kenya, in Tanzania, and tell me they're Kenyan. There was no such thing. There was no such thing as a Kenyan in Tanzania. In Tanzania, there's not one damn people. And for you not to get that woman justice, there's a problem. Go ahead, Joey.
I was really hurt by the situation because this is a woman who was raped actually in front of her kids by some truck drivers from Tanzania, because she was scammed by a Tanzanian. They took away all her money, and trying to track her way home back here in Nairobi, he asked for a lift, and of course taking a lift from the truck drivers, they ended up raping her in front of her children, and her going to the police station. Going to the police station trying to report this incident still within Tanzania, they start laughing at her. You are a refugee. And I was just asking myself, how is it that I'm African and my
You're not a refugee. You're not a refugee. That means I told you that's the ignorance of the African. That's the bad education. That's the European dominance. You can't be a refugee in Africa. You're an African. There's no fuck them borders. There's no such thing as you being a refugee in your own goddamn continent. That's nonsense. There wasn't Tanzania no 150 years ago. It didn't exist. So how the fuck am I a damn refugee for crossing this made-up border that the white man made? Get the fuck out of here.
I was really hurt by the situation, actually. And of course, Africans do not...
If things don't go back, did Spikes tell you yet? I don't think Spikes even told you that. I'm sending you guys to Tanzania. Did Spikes tell you guys that yet?
Yeah, he told me in the morning when I arrived.
Okay, you're like, oh shit, oh no.
I already know about it, but Africans really are, they really need to, wake their minds up, as Dr. Mombi keeps on saying, because we are really in a mind.
They destroyed your mind.
We are brainwashed, we are really brainwashed in such a way you don't want to help your fellow brother and sister. They have the same color as you, but you're claiming is a refugee. And that person is really hurting and dying in a certain situation. That is all of the things
if they were white, your ass would have got that truck driver. Yeah, if that was a white woman they did it to, you would have stepped them out because you're white. What? They'll let you know the African mind is fucked up. Mm-hmm. If there's a white woman they raped, you better believe some shit.
You're cracking, kid. You're cracking. I can't hear you properly, but that is the truth. Africans just need to wake up. We are not, refugees, because I was just, telling Spike the other day when we were talking about the South Sudan opening up the border, and I was just asking myself, I'm a Sudanese. You are also a Sudanese. The only we don't even have a difference. The only difference is just you come from the south and from the west. But this, when we come together, we are all one thing. We are the same thing. We are the same culture, the same traditional, the same kind of heart, of humanity, the kindness and everything. Why is it that I have to be a refugee in my own country? Keep your breaking. I can't hear you.
Government would have went into action with the
Hello, Keith. You are breaking. I can't really hear you, but that is what is really going on. At the end of the day, we just need to wake up and see what is really happening. I was also talking about the matters of South Africa as we hope to get Keith back, whereby Zuma is asking for some public, public funds, to get help from people. But it's been reported that the former South African President Jacob Zuma is asking the public to donate funds to support his legal battles. He is facing trial for corruptions linked to $5 billion arms leader. And the post of his foundation official, they tweeted us on the page. But that is what is really going on. Personally, I was just asking, the matter is not even there, asking for funds. Why is it that right now you are asking for funds when you are on the seat? You are not even able to help your own country. You are not even to help your own people. When people are out here crying for help, we need this and this and this. We don't have these type sources of water in our in our area. We're having some issues, the electricity in our area. We don't have enough food in this certain area, in this area. Young girls are crying out. They need sanitary pads, which are supposed to be for free. Yeah, and this and this and this. But why is it that right now, because you are in trouble, you are asking for citizens to help you? If I were a South African, I wouldn't even dare pick up a coin of mine to help Zuma. You are back, Keith. I have lost you for a moment.
Yeah. I was looking at a bad area. I would say the sad fact you would find that everywhere in Africa. After, like I said, the lady was Kenya and the lady was Tanzanian in Kenya, and a Kenyan raped her. She would have got the same idiotic treatment. Oh, you're Tanzanian, you're a refugee. The Kenyan man raped you, they would laugh. I don't care if you was in Ghana. I don't care if you was in Zambia. I don't care if you was in Zimbabwe. You would have got the same shit if you wasn't in that country. These fake countries, these fake borders. Like I said, when Africa was getting free, you had a group of Africans, new, especially Kwame Nkrumah, shout out to him, say, we can't put these borders in. We can't put these, if we put these borders in, we'll be forever conquered. He said, we got to get rid of these borders and collapse them. This is not Africa. There was no Ghana. There was no tent. We can't keep the white man's borders. That will destroy us as a people. And of course, they had their puppets say, you won't get rid of these goddamn borders. You'll keep them.
Actually, Tanzania, they should also be very ashamed of themselves, because if we check in the matters of, it's not like I'm trying to be tribal or anything. Yes, we are one as Africans. They should not call us refugees as Kenyans when you go to Tanzania, while there are so many here in Kenya, and they are the ones who are acting like beggars.
When they call them refugees too, hey, hold on, Joby. Let me spike the story. They call the Tanzanians in Kenya refugees too. They do the exact. You didn't know that? Tanzanians that's in Kenya. They had parliament about get them out of here. Get these Tanzanians out of here. They had a thing in parliament. They said, get rid of all the Tanzanians, these refugees in Kenya. Get them out of here. So I told you, it's the same way, Joby. You didn't know that?
It's not, that I didn't know about that, but they should not really do that. I think it's really wrong. Personally, I think
it was Tanzania to help Kenya get free. Without Tanzania, there wouldn't be no Kenya. Without Tanzania, there would never been no Kenya. And you don't even know that. Without Tanzania, there would be no Kenya.
How? How so?
Because it was Tanzania that came to Kenya's rescue against the Europeans. That's why.
Okay. All right.
That's why. That's a historical fact. Without Tanzania, there would be, just like without Tanzania, there would be no Zambia. There would be no Zimbabwe. There would be no Mozambique. It was Tanzania that freed most of Southern Africa. See, you don't know that history.
We've never been taught that, not even in school, because what only the white. They came to free us. We were not freed by any African country. That was never.
the white man who wanted. Let me tell you something, Joey. The white man wanted to genocide. See, Kenya is a temperate country, right? White people can't deal with a lot of heat. White people, Kenya is temperate. The temperature is beautiful for our white people. The thing about Kenya, they said we're going to genocide Kenyan people. We're going to kill off the Africans. They want to kill off all of Africa. Now, let me make this clear. The thing is, the thing was always, we want Africa without the African, right? But Kenya was such a beautiful temperate climate, and this is on the books. It's not me making this up, Joe. Everybody, they said we're going to kill off the Kenyans, but they call you Kenyans then. Wasn't no Kenya, just that part of Africa. We're going to kill these Africans out, and we're going to make this a white man's land. That's what they did in Australia. Australia was black people. See, you look at Australia, and you think that was white people's land. It wasn't. They went in and genocided the Africans in Australia, Joey. They murdered them all. And then the island south of there called Tasmanian, they murdered all of them off. There's not a Tasmanian on the planet, Joby. They murdered every last black Tasmanian off the planet. That's what they were going to do to Kenya. But Kenya fought with Tanzania to get the cracker out of there.
But it's really wrong. It is really wrong for them. It's really wrong for them feeling entitled, calling us refugees still, you know, instead of giving us help. Or rather, my brother and sister.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go to Dr. Mumby's channel and play her last video, please. Let's share her last video. She's going to tell you that the African doesn't know what's going on. I knew it broke my heart. I used to go, she's going to let you know, African doesn't know what's going on the planet. And it's scary. That kind of ignorance is still going on, and it on purpose. These puppets put in this fake education to make sure African people stayed stupid.
It is ignorance. I think for me, I'll call it ignorance. It's not like most of them know.
There's not 100,000 Jobies in Africa, Joby. I'm sorry. There's not a bunch of you in Africa where you understood information and learned from it. There's not. Like when you got more information, you knew the pandemic was phony. When you was all scared in the car, oh my God, what's going on? You didn't know that the mask was causing more damage. You was actually causing yourself to have cancer wearing that shit. You didn't know that. But through learning, you know it now. African to get the information and still reject the truthful information. I don't know. And so that's what Dr. Mumby's saying. She's saying the African doesn't know what's even going on the planet, and it's coming to Africa. The whole thing was to genocide African people. You loved your enemy, and your enemies always practice genocide on us. Always. That's what I know in my 20s. I was like, uh-oh. Oh, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Hello and welcome, beloveds, to Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going?
Dr. Mumby,
I really do think you are well in all your ways.
I love that outfit you got on.
Truly on your own terms, in your own narrative, in your own story, beloveds, because right now we have moved into the one world government. And
you've been living in it, Dr. Mumby. I tried to tell people there's no Kenya, there's no Uganda. You got white people control all of it now. Go ahead, play it.
Worked for hundreds of multi-generational plan. It didn't just start with them. In some cases, like good old William, you know, it started with their grandparents, their great-great-grandparents. It started with eugenists in Germany.
About them killing. Oh, pause that right there. Pause that right there. Now, when I told Spikes and Cameron about the eugenics, they didn't understand it. I said it was a movement, Cameron and Spikes, to murder off African people. That was when that was talking about the Underground Railroad when they were murdering them people up. That was called the eugenics movement. And that's always been their goal, to murder us off the planet. Always, not all African people. Everywhere. I don't care if you're on a Caribbean island, you're in South America, you're in North America. You might think you're different. The white man knows you're not different. He knows you're an African, and his goal was always to murder your black ass off the planet. And it still continues. Now it's out in the open. Go ahead, play it. Go ahead, play it, Joe.
We are now in the one world government, and it's so clear to see. I mean, in the last year, you know, with it started with the lockdowns. That was like the first global mandate that was given by this New World Order government. And the thing is, none of us know who's the president.
Exactly, because we are being controlled, and of course, not all Africans know about this, that we are being controlled.
Of this government. Who are the ministers? How are they operating? And it's just funny to see how they're giving instructions to all presidents. It's like they're sending out press releases. Okay, now, give the poison, give the bite to all your government employees and hold out. Some people rebel, some people revolutionize, and some people, like here in Kenya, it was just announced that everyone who works for the government has to get it if they want to keep their job, or they will face disciplinary action. And there is a disclaimer.
Everybody in the government of Kenya, which been told to everybody around the planet. Kenyatta got his orders when he went there. Hey, nigga, you better put this in order now. Now everybody in Kenya's in the government's got to get the jab, or you'll lose your job. See, you ain't know you were controlled by crackers. You better know now. But go ahead, Joby.
Has been taken to court at the international level and in many local countries. So, if you stick by your convictions, you may just get that job back. But many people aren't ready. And, many people don't realize that we are in this one world government. Your government is not in control anymore. You can't be like, I voted them in. It's not about that anymore. And I saw it with how, many African countries, this is where the debt, the borrowing that we've taken is gonna come and bite us, beloveds, in the behind. Because now our governments have to bow, and you can see those presidents that didn't bow have been taken out. It's a one world government.
Exactly. When Magufuli didn't bow, they murdered his ass. You bow or you die, nigga.
How they're now rolling out. So now they're saying government employees. And it's like, what Africa needs, because Africa is kind of caught like, this ain't happening here. Because you see, for us, we've been in curfew. We've not been locked down. I think it's only Nairobi that was locked down, or like some major cities. I don't know, I think across Africa, only a few countries have actually managed to lock down. So this whole situation is actually catching a lot of Africans by surprise. They're like, ooh, Europe, you can't shop without the gap, but little do they know that it's rolling down the pike here to Africa. People say, how will that be implemented? Of course, there's corruption everywhere. There's more corruption in Africa. So really, will your local mama mboga, that's what we call her, the mother that sells you your local vegetables, etc., will she really be monitoring, whether or not you've got the jab, or where you get your main groceries? People aren't on that high level. So this is almost targeting like the middle and upper class in Africa, and then they're rolling it down to the people that work for them and and implementing it. And this is what Babylon planned. They just have to implement it at the top of the pyramid, and then it just trickles down and everyone does their bit. Because I was being told, the British Army has demanded all the Kenyan staff that work for them get the shot.
Exactly. Exactly, Dr. Man. Why is Britain has fucking staff and fucking shit still in Kenya? Because the cracker never left. He's always controlled it. Never left the continent. When I was there, that's what I said. Every time I go back, the cracker never left. You idiots. This cracker controls everything you do, you dummy. You don't got no government. What is wrong with you?
People were caught unaware, so they were like, oh my gosh, I have no, the excuses people give. I don't have any other job. The jobs are hard to find in Africa. I'm so grateful for this one. What will my family eat? Blah, blah, blah.
Die.
That's why, beloveds, over a year ago, we started to highly encourage you to get out of the Babylon system, get into self-sustainability. That's the only way. Self-sustainability is the only way you can have true sovereignty at such a time as this. And true sovereignty means getting out of the way of Babylon.
No, Dr. Mumby, we're going to fight. They're going to come to the villages, Dr. Mumby. They're not going to stop this at the cities. They're coming to the villages.
The enemies, sad to say. But we are now literally in a one world government. Every country is implementing the same thing. And it's not just about health happens to be the excuse, because now they were talking about, having global climate change lockdowns, if that would be possible, etc., etc. And the sad thing is, many Africans, I don't know, tell me, where you are in Africa, if it's the same thing, but what I'm noticing, many Kenyans
Africans are ignorant, Dr. Mumba. You know they don't know what the fuck is even going on. You're living it. You know it. Because I walk throughout Africa, they don't know what the hell's going on.
They're totally ignorant of the fact that tomorrow you may be told you can't go to your bank, you can't go to your major supermarket. Get your ID at the government without it. I hope you're out of the cities, because that's where this is going to bite the hardest. Get all your necessary documentation today, beloveds. Don't wait for tomorrow. All your necessary documentation. If your passport has expired, renew it as quickly as possible. If your ID has expired, renew it. Get everything, although now they have the biometric, or decide to live without it. But anything that you would need from the Babylon system, get it as quickly as you can. Because that will be one of the ways they do it. You can also set up online banking where you can get money out. I don't know if they're going to how that's going to happen. Do people even still physically go to the bank? But it's important to have cash on hand. Because what if you wake up tomorrow and you can't access your money unless you get it? You see, these are the ways. You won't be forced, but you'll be forced.
I said, you know about the eugenics program? What is that? I said these motherfuckers that you worship are gonna murder your ass. That's what it is, stupid. You understand this? I don't know nothing about this. You're an American. I don't know what that means. I said, oh my God. You don't understand that the European came to kill us? Go ahead, Joby.
The saddest thing, actually, even after, despite me telling some people that the jab is really killing people, even after showing some little videos that I could, most of them are still taking it. But, it's the ignorance, as you said earlier. It's the ignorance. Because
some black people not going to make it. Some black people not going to survive. This is an IQ test, Joby.
They're waiting for them Zungu to have a say.
So,
wait for the same people. Say what it said. That's you wait for your enemy. It's crazy. The real God, not the fake Jesus or the fake God. The real God is saying, African, if you don't call out for me, shout out to Dr. Mumby that calling out the real God finally. The real name, Kenyan names and African names of the real the creator, the female, who's the creator of the universe. The female energy that's the creator of the universe. If you don't call out to her and your ass is fucking ignorant, you'll die. You'll die in your life. And that's what's coming. You got no more time to be a moron and not know what's going on. You love your enemy, then your enemy will murder you then. Just that simple. That's what the altar told me. If you don't love your enemy, then you'll die with them. So go ahead, Joe.
Let us finish this one because we're almost coming to the end.
Because of everything that happened in 2020 with the lockdowns, etc., engineered, beloveds. Engineered. It's so wicked.
Wicked and evil. That's what they are. Wicked and evil.
Out of the way of what Babylon is trying to do to save itself. You secure your family by self-sustainability. If you have land, you should be growing on it right now. Some have the means to go get land, to even hire people to start cultivating it and growing different foods. That's where your money should be. Get a generator, get all, because Power cuts are going to become even more real. Although in Africa, we're kind of already set up for many of these things. But I don't think people realize, because they hold on to their jobs so much, I don't think people realize how they're going to be manipulated into doing something that may be against their own will. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
You created a business. Now, create videos for your business.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. And our Patreon family, there are about 10 shows ahead, and there's so many other things we share on there that we can't share on these public platforms. Thanks to everyone that also donates to us through PayPal. We do send a gift in the mail. If you haven't gotten it yet, it's definitely, check your inbox. Today we're talking about, the new world government. It's already here, beloveds. The one world government. Every president, Merkel in Germany, or Uhuru Kenyatta here in Kenya, or freaking Ramaphosa in South Africa, they are all reading off the same script. And, you can try and say it's this organization or it's that organization, but it's much deeper than that. There is an agenda that's being rolled out. And unfortunately, many Africans think, it's just going to end with curfew and everything's going to be all right. But that's not how, it's like our president came and said nothing would be made mandatory 3 months ago. And then 2 days ago, there wasn't even a press release. It was a circular that was released saying all government officials now have to get it. There is an agenda being rolled out. Babylon is everywhere, mainly in the cities. So you have to continuously be more self-sustaining, beloveds. Think, what do I need from Babylon? And try and turn that into something that you can give to yourself, you can supply to yourself.
Oh, Dr. Member, you're not going to be able to hide in the villages. They're going to come there too. You don't understand what's going on. They finally got control. They always wanted to kill the African. African was always get Africa and kill this nigga. You're not going to stay in the village eating your fruits and vegetables. It's going to be a war. War on a planet. And you got to understand the spiritual nature behind this. The spiritual nature. Go ahead, Joby.
I'm really proud she's Kenyan, and of course she has realized the truth. As much as she's trying to explain the truth outside there, not so many people are willing to take it in. Others might be watching, but they're just like, she's bluffing and stuff. It's just the ignorance at the end of the day.
Ain't that now. If you can't connect the dots what's going on the planet, then you're a moron. It's an IQ test. You're a dummy. If you can't connect the dots what she's saying, because she wasn't saying that 5 minutes. I was the only one saying that. I know she's been listening to me. She would take everything I say word for word and put it out. She knows what's going on there. I told you that you didn't have no countries. Wasn't no Kenya. Wasn't no Kenya. These are puppets. These people, Bihari, these are all African puppets to manage white people's money in Africa. And so, and eventually the time was going to come when they were going to be tired of this, and they were going to get back to the initial function of murdering Africans. When they brought AIDS into Africa, Joe, you got to understand this. They came with the vaccines through these smallpox shots, other shots. They put AIDS into Africans. They killed at least 100 million Africans. Africans didn't do a goddamn thing. That's an act of war. They killed 100 million Africans on the continent. But the African genetics is so good, you got the best genetics on the planet. Thank God you don't know it because you're stupid. That the genetics of the Africans started changing to the next generation so it wouldn't be so susceptible to the poisons that the European is given. That's the all. All knows you're a dummy now. So the next generation is born with certain immune system upgrades to make sure you can't be genocide off the planet. And I'm sure even with this poison, he all is upgrading the dumbass African children to make sure they won't even die from this shit. That's how wondrous the African genetics are. And the African will run from his body. Imagine how the creative everything is when you run away from being black. You run away from being, oh my God. Oh, I just can't imagine. Your blackness is your divinity. It's the color of God. Blackness. You in there putting skin bleaching cream and all other idiotic nonsense. Because you've been made into a complete utter moron. You turned your back on your own great-great-grandparents and your own culture and traditions that taught you how the universe works. Now you're talking about 10 commandments and crack of this, crack of that. You are a moron. And you're dangerous. And you will be genocided. And that's on Africa, that's everywhere on the planet. They coming for us now. No more. If you don't know they're coming for us, hey, I don't know what to tell you. In America, they're coming for us. In the Caribbean, they're coming for us. In South America, they're coming for us. Oh, I lost Joe. Wrap this up. Do. What's going on, Sandra? What's going on, Peter? How y'all doing? I think I lost Joby. I wish you'll pop back up in here. You cats up early today, ain't you? I'll tell everybody that you guys good. I think that Joby came back. What's going on, Robert? Should I believe the what? I believe AIDS was created. Yeah, it was created.
Kid.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, AIDS was created in the light. Oh, okay, your lights went out.
Lights
went out. I see.
We are coming to the end of the show. We are all coming to the end of the show.
Oh, hold on. Let me answer Robert. Robert. AIDS was created in the lab specifically for the African to murder us off the planet. Mm-hmm. That's why they rode up in America here first, and they would tell you to go. Oh, you African Americans, go get the test. Go get the AIDS test. They were infecting African Americans with AIDS. They see if it works because they know you're the same genetics. They forget all that done. They know the tribal shit is for dummies. They know genetically the African sitting in Atlanta is the same African that's sitting in Nairobi. They know that genetically you're the same. So all that tribal dumb shit's for idiots. They know genetically you're the same African. So they rolled it out here, and then they took it to Africa on a mass scale. They started murdering out the Africans on the continent, and the Africans, like lemmings, went peaceably to get inoculated by their enemy because they've been given the fake religion of Jesus worship and all this other shit. So white people show up, say, "Hey, African, we're here to give you medical treatment. We're here to help you." It's, "Oh, thank you, white man. Thank you for coming to help us." And they injected them with AIDS.
The medical treatment that is killing you, because just the other day I was saying, I realized that this injection that they give us, it's not cure us, but they kill us. They give us the disease instead of, it's not curing. It's the disease they are inserting in us.
Yeah, it's called to keep you. When you said somebody, your family, your mother, somebody got chemo, that's poison. You can't treat poison with poison. That's their culture. The death culture. You said radiation, chemotherapy. That kills the body. That's why your hair falls out and all the other shit. They already got a cure for cancer. They've known it for over 100 years. But guess what? The white man won't allow you to release it because it doesn't make money. There's no money in the cure. There's money in the treatment of shit. You're dealing with wicked psychopaths, Africans, and you haven't realized that.
True, but
go ahead, Joe.
we are almost winding up, kid. We want to set up the next show. I want to appreciate you for your sentiments and for giving
family. Don't. If you see white people with a needle, you better run.
Much love to you too. Thank you, Robert Williams. Thank you, Samuel, and KDW Don 7. Thank you also for being here. And for now, I want to say kwaheri. Please join us also on the other shows as we give us your next.
White people and needles, African people, that's a no-no.
No.
You better punch somebody in the mouth. Much love, family.
Kwaheri, family.